Right, so as far as the ZAZ is confirmed, right, so as far as the ZAZ is concerned, obviously I've had it for a couple of weeks now, putting a bit of thought into it. Finding parts for these cars, I mean, considering there's only 5 968As in the UK, finding parts for these are an absolute nightmare, and the only place you can get parts for is like Russia, Ukraine, Lithuania, all the eastern countries. And as I know from having the Lada, anything you buy from the east, you get, obviously the west like to charge a lot more than everything's worth, and stupid stuff like a brake master cylinder is 80 quid. The brake master cylinder is actually gone on this one, and it was a single circuit. I've actually replaced it with a dual circuit from a Lada. I've replaced all 4 brake cylinders with Lada ones, because that's what I know. Eventually I think I'll be changing the hubs to Lada hubs and brakes, or something similar, maybe like Mark II Golf hubs and brakes, just because everything's so hard to find. And at first I didn't want to go this route because I'm really paranoid about upsetting people. Now, I don't really care about upsetting people usually, but it's such a rare car, and people have, you know, put work into that, keeping it going. But at the end of the day, it's a tired old car, and you can't find spares for it anywhere. So a lot of the stuff I'm going to be doing to this is going to be custom stuff, but I won't be bodging it. Everything I replace, I'll replace with not custom, but off the shelf parts from other cars. So if anything does need replacing in the future, which it shouldn't, it can just be stuff bought off the shelf. So I'm going to do it that way, and everything I do to this car is just going to make it better. So, and at the end of the day, it's going to get used nearly every day, so it's going to have a good life now. I feel a little bit bad about what I'm going to do to it, and I did want to make sure I could make everything put back, that everything I do, the car could be put back to standard if someone else was going to buy it, like a purist or something. But unfortunately that's not going to be it. It's just going to be a custom build by me. It's still going to be a ZAZ, it's still going to have the chassis, it's still, you know, it's just going to be replaced with better, more reliable common parts. But yeah, I've got a few things to do to the Lada today, which is painting. So in between the painting bits, I'm hoping to start some work on the ZAZ. I want to lower it today. On the front of the ZAZ, it's got torsion bars, just literally almost identical to the Volkswagen Beetle. So I'm gonna, you know, I don't know anyone in the country with a 968A, and if I did, I can't ask them for advice because nobody's modified one before in this country. I'm sure there's plenty in Russia, Ukraine, Lithuania, but around here, nobody. So I'm working it all out myself, which is exciting. And the other thing is, I don't have a clue about this car. I don't know anything about it, which is also quite exciting. But yeah, I think what I'm going to do today is remove the front torsion bar. And I want to see if I can do something very similar to an adjustable front beam that they do on the Bugs. It looks, from looking on pictures online and looking at blowout diagrams, I should be able to do something very similar. I'm hoping that the diameter of the torsion bars are exactly the same as the Bug ones, and then I can just buy an adjustable kit for the Bug, or I might even be able to make one work, or just make one myself. But I've really not got no solid plan for this. I'm just going to do it as I go along, but I do want to lower it, and I do want to get the banded steelies done. So yeah, I don't want to change the engine or nothing. I love the sound of the V4 air-cooled, and I know it's probably the most unreliable car ever made. Hell on wheels, people are saying. Most unreliable car you can get, you know, all this stuff. It just makes it all fun for me. Just makes it fun for me. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this, but I'll keep you updated right now, and I'm going to do some work on the Lada, and then I'll get that front torsion bar removed if it doesn't rain, because I was supposed to do it yesterday and it rained all day long. Weather's not looking great today, but we'll see what we can do. Right, I've disconnected the steering arms, the hubs, and the torsion bars, which it's only taken me about 8 minutes, which is lovely. Haven't broken anything yet. Hopefully the other side's going to be just as easy, but I'm pleasantly surprised at how easy it was to get that off. So off to the other side. Obviously bear in mind it's a 50-year-old car. I was expecting to break things, but everything's gone mint. It's foolish of me, very foolish of me to say that that was easy, the other side, because this side is a complete faff. Everything took twice as long to undo. And we've also got parts of the steering rack up here, which is a bit strange considering it's a left-hand drive, and on the right-hand side is all the bits that attach to the steering rack. I guess it's just a stabiliser, but I don't know why it's bolted to the torsion bar, but there we go. Well, it just is, isn't it? And I'm just annoyed, so I'm saying stuff like that, but yeah, I'll get that off and then hopefully the lock will come off with it. I'm just going to use this opportunity to make a note to myself that this torsion bar, there is a lot of room in between the torsion bar and the floor, maybe about 2 inches. So if I wanted to, I could raise the torsion bar by 2 inches. They mount here to the floor. I can raise the mounts up and raise the whole thing, or I can just raise the floor up along with the torsion bar. Cool, let's carry on. Just undoing these 2 bolts up here. This has probably never been removed in 50 years, so I think I've got all the notes. I can't see anywhere else. That's in. Ah, okay. Oh, 2 more bolts. Found them. Ow. I'm surprised, they're really hard to get to. I'm not going to get a ratchet in there. I don't know how we're going to get to that. Maybe it's inside the car. Okay, I may have found it. Bear with me. I think we found the bolt. So, like I was saying, it's like a VW beam. I mean, if you know VW torsion bars, it's pretty much identical. So how it works is you've got the upper and lower suspension arms. There's a spring, or there's a bar, and it's under tension and it twists. It's clamped in the middle, and that's what keeps these up. I'll be taking it apart anyway so I can show you. I'm guessing these are bump stops. There's 50 years of dirt and mud caked in there, but it looks solid enough. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give it a clean up and then we'll start taking it apart. Alright, I need to be really careful here because I'm not going to find one of these anywhere else. So I've noticed these spot welds. I'm guessing that holds, there's a piece in here which holds the springs in, which the springs go into, and obviously that's affixed, so they twist. I'm thinking if I can drill these out, then this will then be loose, and then I can do what the VW adjustable beam kits do, which literally there'll be a clamp in here and it will hold that, because this, if this turns, then the springs will turn with it. So this, whatever this is doing, is stopping the whole thing turning. But if I put a clamp here and then a screw here, then I can loosen this and this will move. This can move, if that makes sense. Let's just put an arrow here so I know. So I need the whole beam, this needs to move around, so then these arms will come round and sit higher up into the car, if that makes sense. I just need to look at a few videos and stuff on the VW ones to see how similar it is to this, because I'm sure I can drill these out. I'm sure I can. And then if I cut along here, then this whole thing can move across. But obviously it's welded inside into the beam, so I'll have to drill them out, cut some access, and then this should be able to move. And then hopefully, I think that's what I need to do. Need to do a lot of research first, because I don't want to damage this. I don't really want to take the bars out, because yeah, but if I can just get away with just doing that, then I'll absolutely do it. I didn't record any of that because it was just so messy, awfully messy. I got filthy, grease, all sorts, but I put it back together. I'm going to test fit it to the car so I can figure out my heights and stuff, and then I'm just going to go home and then I'll explain everything I've done next time I'm working on it. Sneaky old. Obviously need to drop the rear, but she's looking good. Cool. Day 2 on this. Let's get it done. I just had a mad hyperfocus and didn't record anything because I was just too excited about this. Oh god, it looks incredible. So I need to fit some smaller tyres and maybe sort the caster out on the front, because that's ridiculous. I don't know how I'm going to do that, but I'll figure it out. Smaller tyres, and I'm probably going to drop it another 2 inches on the rear. So it's a bit high at the back, but potentially look unreal. Absolutely unreal. But yeah, I can't wait to just enjoy it now. But I'm just going to make it reliable. I've got a carburettor and electronic ignition on the way. I'm going to get that fitted, and then that's it. Just going to dial it in properly, and just take it to some shows until the larder's ready. And then, well, the larder will probably never be ready now, because I'm worried that I'm going to like this more than the lot now. The larders are replaceable, but this is cool. Right, so that's pretty much what I'm going to record today. It's not running at the moment. I went to drive it to work the other day and I broke down in it. I've not even looked at it since though. There's not really any point in doing that because when is it? The battery died and then I tripped over the bloody hose pipe, so I'm sick and wet. Yeah, I ordered a new carb and a new ignition kit, electronic ignition, so I'm hoping when I replace that it will rule out the breakdown. If not, fair enough, but it's not going to be difficult to sort. There's just no point in doing it now. I've got a new carb and a new distributor on the way. So yeah, there we go. I'm going home now. A couple of days of work and then back to work on the larder, I guess. Might as well just update on the larder quickly. I've been building the gearbox tunnel, which is looking pretty incredible. It's just taken so long, and at the moment I'm just stripping down the bulkhead. So that's why there's not a video coming, because it's just repetitive, boring work. But I have also painted the engine, painted the block, so that's going to be rebuilt again. So yeah, it's all come along nicely, but there's nothing to update on at the minute because everything's taking so long, and I've been distracted by that car out there. But I'm not complaining because that's not going to be ready for show season, and that will, so I'm focused on that at the moment. So I've got something to enjoy at the shows and roll around in the summer. Look at it. Just look at it. It really looks like a Corvair. I'm really getting Corvair vibes.